Hello everyone, ArchDraft here. Wanted to do something a little different today. So today what we are doing is looking at my top 5 favorite games like Vampire Survivors. For the purposes of this list, we're not including Vampire Survivors on the list of games because, well, I don't want to. And it also wouldn't be in my top 5. So yeah, here we are. This is Death Must Die. I like the fact that this has sort of like the thing from Hades going on where different gods will come in and give you abilities and augment your attacks. Just nice little interactions that they could have in the future. Right now the game's still in early access, so there's not a lot of interactions in the game between different gods, what they have to say. There's not like synergy or anything in the abilities like there was in Hades, but I see potential for all that in the future. But with what we have just now in the game, it is still in my top 5. I think the game's still really good. I just think that the updates are maybe a little sparse at the moment, and I'd like to see that a little bit more. But let's go ahead and grab a augment here and let's get showing you more and more of the game. Now you can choose to have it auto attack. I generally don't. I normally just choose to aim, and whenever you aim in a direction it just automatically attacks that way. At least that's how it works with a controller. I'm playing in a controller right now. Another fun thing I like about this is that there's a lot of little Thank you. There's a lot of little interactable points of interest on the map. So like here's a well. It says I feel rejuvenated. If I had not been at full health, it would have given me health. That right there gave me... I believe that gave me that ability up there in the top right. Every second gain 0.45 experience and regenerate 0.8 life. But I don't have any life to regen, but if I did, I would. Oh, hey, an item dropped. So that's another element I like to this game. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. As you're playing, there are a chance enemies will drop items, and when they do, whenever you get back to the hub area, you'll be able to equip said items. So I've got my character right here pretty decked out. There's 5 different playable characters. This right here is the knight. He's the first one, and he just tends to be the one that I'm best with, which is why I figured I'd go ahead and choose him for the example here. Each character has a different attack animation also. It's gonna be hard to paint it red. These are a lot of skeletons, and I could be wrong. I don't think they bleed. But I like the enthusiasm. Yeah, let's go ahead and enhance our dash. Whoa. I don't know if that lagged for you guys. We're gonna go ahead and do that again. There we go. Good little dash right now. Oh. Yeah, I mean, outside of everything else so far, a lot of this is kind of what you would expect from a Vampire Survivors game. You get abilities, and they automatically go off. The main thing that you're going to be controlling is just your basic attack right here. Oh, he dropped the chest. That's the name of the game, baby. All right. So I have this ability over here, Blades. It spawns rotating blades away from me, and they rupture enemies. So then I can take a Bloodlust, and for every enemy that's ruptured, I gain attack speed. So we're gonna go ahead and take that. And you may have noticed that the abilities kind of have a different rarity to them. So you can try to shoot for higher rarities. If I had anything to reroll, I could also try to reroll and shoot for higher rarities. And as you get the higher rarities, they deal more damage. They have less requirements for enemies killed for something like Combust. They have bigger area, bigger knockback, whatever it is that they have. Their stats are generally better the higher the rarity is. Alright. Not gonna take too much longer on this run. Oh, a dragon shrine. Ooh, let's just get that movement speed. Yeah! I find movement speed is really helpful in this game. I mean, it's kind of helpful in all these style of games, but especially this one because there are some pretty big hordes of enemies later on that you just can't kill quickly enough. Normally, unless you just get really lucky. The game has pretty good enemy variety too, I'd say. And it has boss enemies that come along too, that have different attack patterns and feel fairly unique, I'd say.
Trust only in the steel you wield, hero.
You also have the chance to get something like this, where the rarity of the ability goes up, and I'm going to take that. Also, if I come over here to the inventory screen, if we're looking over at those stats on the left, towards the bottom right of that little panel, you can see God Blessings, and it tells you your percent chance for each of the different blessings you can receive, along with your chance for leveling up or getting the level up chance for blessings, along with the rarity up for blessings. So it was a 4% chance for me to get that rarity up on the blessing. So absolutely got to take that when I see it. But you can see all your different stats there, and it's really nice to have all that information available. I'm really happy that they got that into the game fairly early on. Alright, well, I don't want to stay on this too long, so we're going to go ahead and let these enemies kill me, and we're going to get back to looking at stuff in the hub area. And, as always, you got your little results screen here. It tells you all your abilities you got, the skills you had, damage, DPS, everything like that. All nice information to have. Alrighty. And here we are back in the hub area. Right here is the Star Crux. You can use this once you've beaten a run one time to increase the difficulty a little bit, but also increase the rarity of item drops. Over here, we can see the achievements for each of the characters. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm going to operate this with the mouse now. It's a little easier to do this part with the mouse. So this is telling you what the different achievements are and how you can unlock them. The mage is my least favorite, so I don't have much done for her. I've got at least 2 for everyone else. And if we come down here, we can find our other party members. Here's Maris. Each character has their own little personality too, so they all talk in a certain way. I think they do a good job of kind of conveying some of the personalities through the text alone. And as you can see, they do all have a good little bit of a difference in their personality. And Nixie right here is probably the most different as far as her personality is concerned. Very insightful. She's normally a little more rude than that. I'm kind of surprised she wasn't. But as you can see, right here, what you're doing whenever you get those achievements is you're changing what perk you have to going in. So the Sign of the Hero is the one that you have by default. You can also unlock achievements, and you can also complete achievements, and by completing them, you unlock these other perks for them. So I could do gain 18 armor every 3 levels. I can do when you take damage, you become invulnerable for 3 seconds. Just a nice little variety to have it just a little bit more to your playstyle. Along with that, the shopkeeper over here has a bunch of items in his shop that you can buy whenever you equip an amulet to, say, one of these characters. Say I wanted to equip this amulet to Avalon? Averon. I couldn't remember the name. If I equipped that to him, I would not be, or if I took it off later, I would not be able to give it to another character. It would be bound to him. If you look right here, you can see where some of my items already say bound to Averon. And then some items, like armor and everything, won't be available to be used on every character. If you look on these armor plates right here, you can see where it says Tier 1 Heavy. So if I swap to... let's swap to Maris. If I look over at these, it can't be equipped because she can't wear heavy armor. Each character has their own little attack animation as well. Nixie does little stabs. Maris throws fireballs. Kront hits in a wide area all around him. So, I think the game has a good bit of variety. Along with it, you also have your stash here, where you can stash equipment that you might want to use on someone, but you're not sure. Maybe you're kind of trying to experiment with a build, so you have a couple different items for a certain slot and trying each one on the character to see which one you like the most. But alright, yep, so that one is Death Must Die. That is the number 5 on our list. Or my list, I should say, because it's my top 5. Really quick though, I know a lot of people save runners up for the... whenever they're finished with the second one and getting ready to show you that top one, that best game. But I want to go through my runners up right now because I'm closest to them at the moment. So, in 10th I have 20 Minutes Till Dawn. 9th I have Scarlet Tower. 8th, I have Spellbook of Demon Slayers. 7th, I have Rogue Genesia. And 6th, I have Time Wasters. And with all that, we move on to number 4. Bow, 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 bow. This music is a bop! Oh my gosh. Makes me wonder why I play with sound off all the time. Alright, well, here we are at number 4. This is Brotato. It is very fun. I'm just going to go ahead and resume and start showing you where I'm at on my current run. We'll just go to the wave and we will talk about it afterwards. Now, right now I'm playing a special character that can have more than 6 weapons equipped, but generally you can only have 6 weapons equipped. The way this game works is that rather than doing just like a long 20-30 minute session, you do minute-long waves. And during that, you'll see as the enemies are killed, they drop little green shapes. I don't know what else I'd call them. We're just sticking with shapes that are the experience points. And yeah, along with being experience points, they're also the money. So you want to try and grab them. Whatever you don't grab at the end of the round will be saved to increase the value of experience points dropped on the next round. So even if you miss them, you can still get them in the next round. They don't go to waste. Alright, so yep, see, they go into the little bag up there. You can find items during the round like what we have right now. There was an enemy that, like a weird little worm thing that has like a big sack on its back that kind of looks like that one that we have over there for the bonus XP that we didn't get picked up. and killing him generally drops an item. Killing boss enemies also drops an item. And there are trees that pop up on the map that killing them can drop an item, not always though. They are like guaranteed though, if they don't drop an item, they drop a healing item for you. It's a nice little consumable to walk over and get some health back. We're gonna go ahead and take this, even though I like having the range since I'm using ranged weapons right now. That damage is just really nice and I'm in the negatives at the moment, so we're gonna take that. We'll go ahead. So we've got our list of stats over here on the right. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. Max HP, HP regen, lifesteal percent, damage percent. Damage percent increases just kind of your damage by a percentage. Melee ranged elemental damage increase specifically those stats on items by a flat amount. At least it seems like a flat amount from what I've seen. Could be wrong, I don't know. I didn't make the game. I just infer what I can see. We got attack speed, crit chance, engineering. It's kind of like the melee damage and stuff, except there's turrets and stuff that you can get as items, and that'll increase the stats on the turret. So damage dealt, or sometimes like landmines, it increases damage dealt, but it also looks like it increases the, or decreases the time it takes for new mines to spawn. Range, armor, dodge, all that stuff, pretty simple. Luck is your chance of finding consumables items, and increases the rarity of items in the shop. And harvesting increases or gives you XP at the end of a wave, along with increasing at the end of a wave until wave 20. Wave 20 is kind of like the end, so to speak. You can do endless mode, but wave 20 is generally your goal for a character. That's when you've kind of won the game. And those are just primary stats. We also have secondary stats. I'm not going to go through all those, but if you look through them, they're pretty self-explanatory. Alright, we're not going to mess with harvesting, I don't think. We're halfway through the run. So let's just get the max HP and speed. Alright, so here we are in the shop. If you look down here, we can see right now I'm using this character called the Multitasker. There are a lot of different characters to choose. I believe 44 different characters to choose from. Each one has their own little set of modifiers, I would say, for what they can do. So the Multitasker has plus 20% damage. You can equip up to 12 weapons at a time, but you have minus 5% damage for every weapon you have. Along with that, we've got all my other items listed right here. On some items like the coupon, you can see how much it's actually saved you, so you can see how useful the item's actually been. I think that's really nice. The Dangerous Bunny gives you free rerolls. So right there you can see that I've saved 32 material from free rerolls. I love when games add that little stats like that. I think it's really nice. We're going to go ahead and grab the Bean Teacher. That bonus XP, 40% for just minus 2% lifesteal. I'll take it. Take it in a heartbeat. And then I think I like the Blood Leech and the Blindfold, so I'm just going to take both of those. I will lock the pistol in the shop. It does not cost any materials or anything to lock an item. And then I have a free reroll, so I might as well do a free reroll so if I get anything else good, and I didn't. Alright, and the next wave, here we go. So yeah, I love just kind of like the variety in Rotato. There's so many different items that you can get, so many different types of weapons. Oh my gosh, wait, I completely glossed over weapon synergies. So yeah, so weapons have one or two types to them. So pistol just has a gun. It's just a gun. And we look over here, the medical gun is medical and gun. Incredible, really. So by having multiple guns, generally up to 6, because generally you would only have a max of 6 weapons. but again, this character can go up to 12. But having multiple of the guns gives you increased range. If I had gotten more of the medicals, which I don't have more of right now, I would have increased health regen also. And then we look over here, the rocket launcher, I actually have 2 of them. Sometimes the game does not highlight the point you're at on that whenever you hop back into a run. So I had returned to main menu and then came back in, so it just isn't showing what I'm at right now on the levels. But I know I'm at 2, so I have increased explosion size. If we look over here, we can see I've got the 5. It's activated, it just isn't showing it right now. But yeah, with all the unlockables and progression and everything in this game, it's kind of became one of my favorite, which is why it's at number 4 on this list. It is just a pretty fun time. I tend to like going for melee weapons a little more, but ranged weapons are a little bit safer. Boom, 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 boom. Music really is good in this game. I really feel like I'm missing out by not having it on more often. But alas, I like watching YouTube while I'm playing these games. We'll take that, and we will, ooh, I kind of want to increase the range damage. It's not going to be as strong as my other options, but I'm going to take it anyways. We'll grab that, we'll grab this while I'm thinking about it. Here's another fun thing you can do now that I've got 2 weapons of the same rarity. So I have this pistol right here and this pistol right here. They are both just base kind of white rarity. So we can go ahead and we can combine them together. And now I have it of blue rarity. Look at that. And that way you can kind of slowly get stronger. So if you're not rolling just high tier weapons, you can slowly combine up your way to high tier weapons. And if you have your weapon inventory full and a new weapon pops up in the shop that's the same rarity, you can still just buy it and it will automatically combine them for you. Just a nice little quality of life detail there. Go ahead and grab that. And yeah, so this is Brotato. Let's go ahead and return to main menu. Let's see. Yeah, okay, cool. I can just show you all the different characters right here. If you look, some of them have different colors. There's different difficulties going up to 5. And I have beaten some of them with 5, not all of them though. Well, I guess really just 2 of them. There's an achievement for winning a run with each of these different characters. Like each one has their own achievement. So I'm just kind of working through them on the lowest difficulty just for fun for me. But yeah, each one has their own different little style of play. I think probably this one's my favorite, just because it's so weird. You have increased max health, HP regen, and armor. Your HP regen modifications are increased by 50%. Whenever you take damage, you explode for 300% of your melee, ranged, and elemental damage. And you can't equip weapons, so all you can do is get hit and explode. I think it's hilarious, and I really enjoy it. And the fact that I beat the second highest difficulty with that character, I think is just hilarious. But yeah, a lot of fun. So that's Brotato. On to the next one. Alright, here we are with number 3. This is Soulstone Survivors. This is another one of the ones that has just a ton of unlocks for it, which I really like. There's also a lot of meta progression in the game, which we can get all to later. But right now, we'll just focus on these main details right here of what we've got going on in the game. So I can aim my skills, which is what I'm doing right now. You can see the little blue crosshairs. It's a little hard to see on a blue background. Let me... Oh, here we are. Let's go ahead and we leveled up. We got a skill point. What do we want to do? Well, I'd be slower. I don't want to be slower. I'm going to go with the rare one that gives me increased blocking power. Now, you're probably wondering what blocking power does, and well, thankfully, this game right here tells you all your attributes and what they're looking like. So block power right here gives you a chance to completely block attacks. Think of it like dodge from Potato. Yeah. They kind of function the same way. They're not worded the same, but they kind of function the same. And again, I love when games have all of your attributes here, easy for you to look at. So, Soulstone Survivors does not operate the way some of the other games work, where it's a set time and you're trying to survive until that time. Instead, with this one, there is a... There we are. I was trying to remember what the dash button was. A little hard to read the hotkey down there at the bottom. You have objectives up at the top right. Tells you that you need to eliminate 400 monsters to summon a lord, and you need to kill 10 lords. So that can be done just as fast as you can manage to accomplish those. Let's see. I think I want Arcane Disc. Yeah, so I think my record right now on this map was 11 minutes. So assuming you get lucky and can deal good damage, you can actually finish runs fairly quickly on this game. Now, you won't always get lucky, and as you get to higher difficulties, it will get harder and harder to do that. But it is nice that you can hop into a game like this and not be tied down for 30 minutes. There are little resources on the map. You may have seen me kind of destroy some of those rocks up there to collect a resource. Those are used for progression back on the main screen, which we will get to here in a little bit. You might see that something keeps throwing fireballs at me, and I have a little shrine marker right there. These shrines kind of just summon over time and will start firing at you, so you kind of want to try and get to them to destroy them. Let's go ahead and increase the damage of one of my skills. Always nice to have. I think the fact that I'm trying to go for a build more around applying status effects is maybe making it take a little longer than it normally would to... Oh yeah, let's do that. To get through this shrine. Ooh, upgraded Leviathan. No. We're gonna go with a multicast. That's better for me, what I'm doing right now. If you look also, you might notice that all of these skills have a skill type as well. So, Poison Bolts, Nature, Missile, Frontal, Magical, Physical, Flurries, Thrust, Lasting, Area, Physical, Subdue, Swing, Frontal, Physical. All of these have different upgrades you can get. That you might get an upgrade that's like all swing skills get a plus 30% to the area. So everything with that would get that increase. So you can kind of try to get a lot of skills that kind of have matching types. And if you look down at the bottom where my skills are, you can see where hovering over each one tells you how many types are synergistic. There we go. That's the word, synergistic. In an effort to keep trying to apply different status effects, which is what I'm doing right now, I think I'm gonna go with Flurry. There we go. Let's increase my lethality. Now, it has been a minute since I've played this game, and since then they have upgraded this screen. It looks a lot nicer now, which is pretty nice to see. They also completely reworked some of the stuff in the menu on the other screen, which, again, once we get out of this run, I will show you all that. Let's go ahead and upgrade our damage modifier for Acid Rain. Yeah, so in this one, it is more just, you're just trying to kill everything as fast as you can and get through the lords. Oh, I kind of want to go for Meteor. Subdue would be more synergy, though. We're doing the Meteor. I don't care. There we go. Ooh, whenever you apply Poison or Rot, you may now apply Doom as well. That's pretty nice. I do like the increase in experience, though, from Magnetic. I think since Debilitating Plague is a rare one, we're gonna go with it. Oh, cool. We got some bosses spawning now. A couple of the lords that were mentioned before. Oh, man. Let's do area on Venomous Strike. So right now I have full skills at the moment. I could choose to get another skill and use it to replace one of the skills I have already. Or, if you look at there at the bottom, it says replace choices with passive power-ups. So once you have all your skills in order, once you're kind of maxed out on them, you can choose to do this and get a passive upgrade to them. And I think... I'm gonna go with cast frequency here. Impending Doom. Whenever you apply Cursed or Doom, you may now apply Dazed as well. That's pretty nice. We're gonna go with that. And if you look, you can see where the boss's health bars are at the top of the screen. And you might be wondering, oh, do you have to kill those for new lords to spawn? Not really. You can have up to 5 lords, I believe, all spawned in at the same time if you just keep killing other enemies instead. Yeah, let's do this. Which really sucks when it happens, and sometimes it will happen because you're just in a rough spot and you're not able to get through the lords quick enough, but yeah, not fun when it happens. Let's get this movement speed up because I am having trouble kiting these guys right now. I'm stuck on a tree. Alright, one of the lords died. And there's the other one. Alright, cool. So whenever they die, they drop a big crystal. You can kind of see it right there. And whenever you grab that crystal, all of the XP on the map gets brought to you instantly. We're gonna go back to this. Ooh, let's do damage modifier for that. And increase max health, yep. Ooh, give my multicast chance up to 20%? Absolutely. We'll go ahead and upgrade the meteor area of effect. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with Impending Doom. Damage modifier there. Man, I got a lot of skill points whenever it brought all that XP to me. Do cast frequency and multicast chance. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think this game does an especially good job of coming up with new builds and kind of working towards that real synergy on your abilities. I think it really takes that to a whole new level with the different skills having the different skill types on them. And it allows for you to just try so many different builds out and see how broken you can get with different play styles. And I think it does that so well, along with having different characters in the game, which I will get to momentarily. Let's do cast frequency on that. Multicast chance for that ability alone, plus 48%? That is insane. Let's go to... Oh, can you not do it anymore on here? Okay, we'll look at it as soon as I level up again. We'll get that damage modifier up. Okay. So what I was gonna look at, right here you can kind of see what skill modifiers are on your abilities whenever you hover over them. So right now the cast modifier is plus 40%. So that's kind of just 40% cooldown reduction on that ability. Yeah, so that one has 48% multicast chance, and that stacks with what I have passively. So let's come over to here. So I have 46% multicast chance as it is. So basically I have a little over 90% multicast chance on my meteor. That's like, it basically guarantees that it's going to multicast whenever it casts. I think this game does probably one of the best jobs right now of just making you feel broken as you get stronger and stronger in a run. But oh man, does it get hard to see what all's going on at times. Let's get the armor power. They haven't had any increases to that yet this run. Let's go ahead and get my attacks have a chance to apply poisonous. Ooh, whenever you apply bleed or hemorrhage, you may now apply poison as well. I mean, that's pretty nice. Alright. As good of a run as this is shaping up to be, I do want to get to the other part to show you guys how everything else works. So we're going to just try and die as best we can. Kill me, please. Come on. You enemies need to deal more damage. You're weak. You're weak. I'm too strong for all of you. You're weak. I'm willingly walking into your attacks. Deal more damage. Come on. I'm trying to let you kill me. Just deal more damage. Deal more damage. Okay, cool. Finally. They did enough damage. Eventually. So at the top, you can see where it gave me XP for this character. The Beastmaster is what I was playing right now. Let's go ahead and come back to the menu. Right here is our character screen. Right now we have 14 different characters. Definitely knew that already. Definitely didn't just count that out right now. And whenever you look at them, it'll tell you what it is that's required to unlock these characters. So for this one, you have to win a match with all curses up to and including tier 5 enabled on the Frozen Wastelands. Which, if we come over here, because you probably don't know what that tier 5 means, right here you have curses, and you can choose to activate them or not. And as you activate them, the game gets harder and harder, but also gives you more bonuses to the soul stones, prestige, and the types of minerals that you're going to find. So it does make the game significantly harder to have them, but you have to win on this tier with all curses enabled to unlock the next tier. And again, that keeps giving you bonuses, which is why you keep trying to go further and further with it. Each character also has 4 weapons. Each weapon has their own strike, so if we look right here at the Barbarian, his base attack with these weapons are Whirlwind, slashes enemies around you, causing damage. But with these axes right here, it's slashes in the target direction twice, causing damage and applying bleed with each hit. So each character has 4 different weapons that you have to get to. Oh, that's on the blacksmith screen. It tells you what the requirement is for what achievement you need to have for that weapon to be able to be crafted, and then it'll show, once you have that done, you'll be able to see what materials you need to actually get the weapon crafted. You also have runes, which right now I have 5 of them equipped. You have kind of runic power. So you have, each rune has a certain cost for using it. So this one has 2 runic power, so that would take up to a 5. Some cause 0 runic power. This one right here actually costs 3 runic power. So you can kind of mix and match and try to come up with the best build possible for you. And then you also have a skill tree, which it's hard to see because I don't have this outer ring unlocked yet, but it's very big. I mean, there's a good amount of skills right here, and I had thought that it was the end of it originally, and then it started showing all these, and I was like, okay, there's a lot more to this than I thought. Oh, but I need to get this one last one, and I just haven't gotten these rogue soul stones yet. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It just takes time. And then you can look at the achievements so you can see what all there is to do and what it unlocks. Or get an idea what it unlocks. It doesn't exactly tell you what that skill is I'm going to unlock by getting my spell blade up to level 20. But I do know that it's going to be a new skill. So yeah, there are a lot of achievements in this game as well. But yeah, very fun. A lot to unlock in the game. So hours of fun to be had while listening to music or podcast or watching videos, whatever you want to do, really. So yeah, that is Soulstone Survivors. On to the next one. All right, number 2 on our list is Halls of Torment. Go ahead and get... Yep, let's go ahead and get channeling. So, one of the first things you might notice about Halls of Torment is that it looks like it's set up like a... kind of like an old school dungeon crawler. And yeah, that's one of the first things a lot of people noticed. I saw a lot of people comparing it to something like Diablo 2. I can't say I would know for sure. I think I played it one time on PC when I was really young, but what I can tell you is that this game is a lot of fun and definitely has that old school kind of look to it. So right now I am playing with the sorceress. Her ability is this nice little lightning blast right here. Kind of chains to all the other enemies. Really nice to have. Let's go with that. Not the most pressing, but we'll go with it. This one also has a good variety of skills in it, and you slowly unlock more as you go along. Another thing is that it also has equipment, like Death Must Die has. And like always, you can see all your nice stats right here, and boy do I appreciate having all of these. So right here, it's telling you in this column what your base stat is. So by default, I would have 5.5 meters per second for movement speed, but I have increased movement speed. So I am all the way up to 9.02 meters per second. Getting close to that double. That's what I like to see too. Now, if you look, it's a little harder to tell, but it is telling you what each ability that you have is dealing. So Chain Lightning, which is my base ability, which is why you don't see it up here. It's telling you what its stats are for it. And then it tells you for like items. So I have an item called Necromancer's Clutch right here. Every 15 seconds you summon a skeleton to fight for you. Skeletons die after a given time, but it can be prolonged, and you can summon up to 5 at a time. So it's telling you those stats right there. If I had something to increase that stats, it would show you on the total what it's been increased to. And then for the different skeletons it can spawn, it tells you what their stats are. It also tells you what you would need to increase their stats. So the higher force I have, the longer the duration for their attacks, and the longer that they're summoned for. And if we click on traits and abilities, we can see what traits I have taken since the game started, along with clicking on my abilities to see its stats, its attack speed, range, average damage, that kind of thing. All really nice information to have. I love having all that information available to me, so I can see in depth what it is that I'm doing. You can also see, so I have like the Wind Crown, 0.3 attack speed per for 10 seconds for each enemy killed, up to plus 30% attack speed. So right here you can see what percentage of the stacks you're at. And that's just right off to the side, so you can just kind of look over at any time and see, along with, for the summoned skeletons, I can see how many skeletons I have summoned right now. Over here is your XP bar, and this green little thing here is telling you that there is some kind of material on the map roughly in that direction. It moves around some, so it's not exact, and that green arrow will grow bigger as you get closer and closer to what it is you're looking for. And then you can pick up more items while you're playing the game, and they will go into your bag right here. But you have a limited number of slots, so depending on what you're picking up, you'll want to try and kind of hold certain items. There's also a well that you can put stuff in to get it brought back to the main area. All right. I'm bringing stuff back to the main area is how you are able to just have this equipment just saved, and you can equip it to any of your characters. Well, let's go ahead and show off a little more of the gameplay. If you look, you can also just see that there are little icons marked already in certain directions. So these little, they almost look like kind of like talisman papers. Maybe scrolls is what they're going for. Whatever, doesn't matter. What does matter is that gives me a new ability, and I think I think we're gonna go with Meteor Strike. Yep, whenever I know that there's an ability over here, I always like to try and run for it first. And when I enter this area, I'm going to summon a stronger enemy to fight. But we're going to get this first anyways. Let's get Lightning Strikes. Now, you can set it to auto-fire your attack. I don't have it set to that. Actually, let me just go to those settings really quick. to do. You can have it auto aim and auto attack. I don't do that. You can also change it to mouse only mode, which would mean that you can move and everything with the mouse instead of using WASD. I'm just using a controller, so I don't really need that. Oh, another stronger enemy right there. If you look at the traits also, you'll see that some of them say weak and one says strong. Different characters have different stats that they are better with. So, because some of these say weak, they're not going to have as good of value to grab because this character just doesn't really get a lot of health by increasing vitality. But she does get a lot more block strength by grabbing the parry. So other characters might only get like 3 or 2 block strength, but the sorceress is strong with parry, so she gets 4. And I know what you're maybe thinking, since when do sorcerers parry a lot with their hands? Because she doesn't have a weapon. She's just using her hands to cast spells. Well, she needed some kind of defense. And that's what I got to say about that. I also have a special modifier on right now, so I have beaten a run on this map before, and once you've beaten a run on a map, you can have this agony modifier on. And what's that doing is, as I'm killing enemies and as I'm continuing to do well on the run, it's going to make the game harder and harder, but also give me better rewards for doing it, which is why I'm doing it. And as you can see, my abilities are just auto casting whenever the cooldown's done. And as you can see, sometimes the traits you get have a bit of a downside for being as powerful as they are. So the lightning strikes will get plus 20% damage, plus 20% critical damage bonus, along with minus 10% area. I think I am going to go with the Dragon's Breath because it has a chance of multi-strike. And let me tell you, multi-strike's pretty nice to have. Fun little thing, that little fire thing I just knocked over put a fire on the ground that if enemies walked into it, they would take damage. Just a nice little thing to have, interaction to see right there. But this one more so has that normal kind of vampire survival style to it. You are trying to live for the 30 minutes, and at the end of that 30 minutes, you'll actually have to fight a boss. It kind of clears all the other enemies out, and you just have to try and survive against the boss. And if you look down in the bottom right corner, you can see where it is doing a countdown. It started at 30 and it counts down as you as the run goes on. So that once it hits 0, you will be fighting the boss enemy. It also tells you how many kills you've racked up and how much gold you've gotten on the run. Let's go ahead and grab the parry string, or the block string. Especially if you just think about it as a block, it could be like a magic shield, you know? Like oh, I threw up a force shield in time. Which would make it actually make pretty good sense. But yeah, this one's just a solidly fun Vampire Survivor style game. And easily recommend picking this one up. I like the style of it too. It does kind of have that older game feel. And then if you notice, so some of these, like the Dragon's Breath and the Meteor, are fire. I did not grab the fire affinity one. There's a thing that increases the damage for fire type moves. So that would increase the Meteor Strike and the Dragon's Breath. Just again, a nice little thing where you can try and work towards synergy on some of your builds. But we're going to go ahead and make our way back to the hub area. Let's see, can I get these enemies to kill me really quick? Or will I just kill all of them? Oh, they're slowly getting it. They'll get there eventually. I'll get movement speed so I can run into enemies faster. Come on, enemies, be just a little stronger. Let's grab this. Come on, enemies. The sorceress, and the reason why I chose her on this one is because she just feels really strong compared to a lot of the other characters. Not that the other characters can't be strong, it's just that she feels like extra strong, especially for taking on these bigger waves. Not so much for a single target. Block 90 attacks in one run. Didn't realize that was a thing. I normally just do a good job of not getting hit. But that works for me because we're gonna eventually get out of this. That should kill me. Oh, a blessing of revival. No. I just wanted to try and die. Come on, hit me. Come on, hit me with your best shot. No, you died. Why? Deal 3 times over crit hit to each enemy that hurts you. We'll grab the Thorn Fist, I guess. I'm just trying to die. Enemies, kill me! Kill me! Deal more damage, damn it! Oh, why are you all so weak? I'm walking into you. Oh, finally. Oh, man. I didn't think they were going to succeed. Alright, but there you go. It tells you all your damage statistics. It tells you what quests you completed. All that fun stuff. So we're going to go ahead and return the camp and we can take a look at all these characters and everything. So there are 7 characters to choose from right here. Sorceress, Exterminator, Warlock, Swordsman, Cleric, Archer, and Shield Maiden. We're just going to go ahead and click on the Shield Maiden for now. Doesn't really matter. Here we can take a look at the quest. Each map has their own set of quests, and then each character has their own quest as well. And it tells you what the requirements are for getting them to. So reach level 60, acquire the trait Metabolism 5 in a run with this character. All kinds of nice little things like that. The Cupbearer here gives you different potions available. So Reverberant Tincture allows you to apply the effects of a trait twice when leveling up. Potion of Memories allows you to memorize a trait, so it's guaranteed to appear next time you level up. It's almost kind of like locking a trait to have the next time that you level up. Strong Mind allows you to re-roll your selection of traits. Potion of Oblivion allows you to banish them. There are materials. What the green little arrows are pointing to are the different materials you can use for creating the potions that are available here. Register Hall shows you the different maps. So we have Haunted Caverns, which is where I started for that run. Ember Grounds, Forgotten Viaduct, and the Frozen Depths, which I didn't have last time I played. So I gotta check that out once I'm done recording. Yeah! Shrine of Blessings. This is where you get those permanent stab boosts. Oh, yeah! We're gonna go with the pickup range. Item Stash is where you can look at your item loadout, change it how you want, and this is all the items that you have, or that I have in my stash at the moment. And then the Well Keeper, whenever you recover an item in the well, which you can only really recover one item at a time, so really you're picking up a bunch of items, but you're only going to be able to recover one. I think there was something, I think, that stays, but I forget what it is now. Anyways, and then once you have recovered the item from the well, or once you put an item in the well, you have to buy the item from this guy right here, because kind of an asshole, you know? He's like, hey, you used my well. You're gonna have to pay me if you want the stuff. And we go, wow, next time I'm just letting the enemies come in and kill you. And that's just how it's gonna be. But yeah, super fun. Very fun game to play. Really recommend it. So yeah, the Halls of Torment, that one is number 2, and we are on to my favorite game like Vampire Survivors. Alright everyone, here we are, number 1, my favorite Vampire Survivor style game. This is yet another Zombie Survivors. Honestly, I think I might like this one so much just because I really like zombie games, but we're gonna ignore that. It also just plays really well, and I love the way the build variety works in this game. Also, I don't know that I've ever gained so much XP in such a short amount of time. But yeah, so in yet another Zombie Survivors, what we are doing is, well, surviving, as you do in all of these style of games. 20 minutes is normally the goal you're shooting for on this one. And as time goes on during the run, you will see little green indicators pop up for your chance to recruit allies to help you. You'll all just kind of move as one unit, but each character kind of has their own set of abilities and weapons and everything. So you can kind of mix and match to try and suit your needs. Right now I've just got the very first unit that you'll have, the SWAT guy. I kind of just always like to have him. I feel like he always does really reliable damage. Kind of just throughout the whole game. There are other characters who, as you get further in, they get just really strong. But I like to go for this guy pretty often. I just think he's the most reliable to start off the run. Oh, there we go, an SOS signal detected. Assault rifle, yep. Alright, so if we run on up here, there we are. We gotta stand here for just a moment, and now we'll get to choose a unit to recruit. Let's see, we can do the engineer or the pyro, or we can liberate, which will give us a level up and some cash, and then we will be able to just not bring another unit on for now. And I like to wait 1 or 2 SOS signals so while I can kind of boost up the character I have right now so that I can just have more reliable damage at the moment. And then I can grab somebody else, and even if I have to kind of split some of my skill points between the 2 characters, I will have one that's already really strong. The yellow crate here are items that we can pick up on the run. I've never seen the glass cannon before. I wonder if that's a newer one. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do the glass cannon. Alright, a power-up. This was a newer thing they've added into the game, and I haven't played too much with it. Let's go with the weapon critical chance. Since I'm kind of going right now with these higher attack speed weapons, I'm going to probably just try and keep that trend and see if I can't get good crit chance, and then just kind of go for more of a glass cannon build. One of the things I really like about this one, aside from the fact that, it's just a really well-made one, is that it always feels like kind of hectic. I know in a lot of the other games, my goal is to get to a point where I'm so strong that I don't have to move. And that's kind of one of my main reasons for liking them. But this one really flipped that on its head, because I feel so invested in everything that's going on. It feels action-packed at all times. And I don't know if it's the art style that does it or what, but it really clicks with me, and I just think it's so well made. So it easily, for me, is my favorite Vampire Survivor style game. I think there's just no doubt about it. It is an early access, as are a lot of these games end up being, but for early access, I feel like there's a good amount of content here. I have played a lot of this, and there are different kind of challenges that you can do on the 2 maps that are available at the moment. Let's see. The tank. The tank's what I like to go with this guy. So the tank starts with a shotgun, but his like final weapon upgrade can actually end up being like a minigun. So for doing kind of a attack speed crit chance build like I'm looking at, it just gives you more chance to crit, which means you deal more damage. So here early on, shotgun, gonna be a little slower, but he is one of those classes that really ramps up as the run goes on, and will end up being a really high damage dealer as later on. He's just kind of a slow starter, which is why I have the SWAT guy to kind of lead the way on that. Let's do a reroll. Yeah. We'll do the shotgun. I always like upgrading the weapons first. The abilities are nice, but I think just getting the weapons to a reliable point will make it a lot easier. So I might grab like one upgrade on abilities just to have them, and then upgrade everything else. About the only time that changes is if I go with the engineer, because the engineer has some really nice abilities. And every so often we got these kind of like mini boss enemies walking in. They're not too dangerous to me at the moment. I have gotten really strong very fast on this run. Let's do the saw blade drone, because that'll just constantly be here. We're not getting to see too many of the special kind of like mini boss enemies, because they are dropping really fast. It's a lot harder to show off a game whenever everything instantly dies. I should have thought that one through. Reroll. I don't need that each. Ooh, each time you react to an SOS signal? Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I'm getting ready to react to one right now. What a coinky dink. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just grab one in the helicopter strike, just so we have it. I normally don't go with ghosts whenever I do this. I normally go for the engineer. But maybe this time we'll change it up. Yeah, we'll go with ghosts. Also, I didn't even think to mention this last time, but whenever you add a new member to your team, you get max health, and you also get a special bonus to the one of these traits. It's kind of unique for each character. So a Ghost, you'll get 5% chance to dodge incoming damage, and Pyro, you get increases elemental damage by 5%. I believe the tank was get 10 armor, unless they changed it. I should have read that last time, but whatever. We're gonna go with Ghost. Ghost is a melee unit, so he is just gonna try his best to keep up with everything by slashing with his sword. But so far, nothing's really getting close enough that it needs to be slashed with a sword. Let's grab this. Nope, shurikens. There we go, he gets to participate now. Yeah, sure, we'll do the kunai also, again, just so he can kind of participate. Ooh, let's do the saw blade drone. The XP modifier does sound pretty nice, but I think I'm gonna go for either weapon damage or dodge chance. Let's do weapon damage, because right now I'm not really letting anything get close. And he melts. As long as I can get close to them, they just melt before they get to actually do their attacks. Oh, yeah, there we go. We'll upgrade the katana. I'm gonna try and at least show off a little bit of what each of the different characters can do. Though it is a little hard to show what each of them are doing right now. You can see the kunai at least from the oh, and the shurikens from Ghost. Have this. Make the system to allow critical hits to give you... You know, that sounds pretty nice, because I'm kind of going for crits right now. Let's do that. No an SOS. Head down here. There we go. Yeah, let's get that pump action shotgun for him. Yeah, I love how this feels. Like, this feels hectic. It feels fast-paced. It feels like there's so much going on. And I also just love zombie games, so I can't deny it. I really like zombie games. And that's fine, you know? We all like zombie games sometimes, right guys? We're kind of past that, like, boom where there were, like, constantly zombie games coming out. And I don't know that we're going to have another one like what felt like happened, like, 8-10 years ago. But that was great. I really enjoyed that. Like, Left 4 Dead 2, when it came out, and was just... Well, I suppose it started with Left 4 Dead, and then Left 4 Dead 2 came out, and everyone was like, oh man, everyone loves these games. We just gotta make a bunch of zombie games. And then, like, everyone wanted to make a zombie game. It was a nice time. But yeah, so this is yet another zombie survivor. I will go ahead and do what I've been doing, and we will stand still and see how long it takes for the enemies to kill me. It's like a rite of passage right now. Every game we just have to check and see if they can kill. We'll get the minefield also. Hope he didn't get to attack. What a loser. Oh, he's gonna charge? Oh, nope, he didn't get the charge. No, this is awkward. I'm supposed to stand here and die. I don't think I've ever gotten to a point on this game where I can actually just stand still and not have to worry that much. Huh. Did balance change, or did I just find something incredibly broken? Yeah, you know, this ain't working. I thought it'd be fine. I thought surely they would be able to do something to me. But here I am. Amongst a horde of XP gems. Not getting hit. Okay, yeah, we're gonna conclude the run, yeah. Oh no, they all just died. All three of them simultaneously had a heart attack. Unfortunate. Okay, well, let's go ahead and we will go back to the main menu and show you what's outside that run. So here we are with the upgrades. This is kind of your meta progression. So we've got they kind of split these up as if they're kind of like different stats. So endurance, charisma, strength, intellect, and agility. So endurance, you've got health points, reduced damage taken, lockdown for locking down abilities and stuff whenever you're choosing, and then health regen. Collect more money with charisma, ability cooldown reduced, luck, and critical hit chance. Strength, you just got damage, ability damage, rerolls, and critical hit damage. Just a bunch of damage, yeah! Intellect, you got more XP. You have pickup range of dropped experience and power-ups increased. You have banish charges. I don't really banish anything. I don't know what it would be that I'm banishing aside from items that I don't want. But I feel like eventually you might just want to just take whatever items you get. But honestly, with like 13 rerolls, I'm never going to need to banish anything. I can just reroll. I can make anything work. But the only reason I need 13 rerolls is if going for something super specific, and I don't know what it would be. And then weapon cooldown reduction. It keeps track of how many shots you're firing. It might have been hard to tell and all that. But it keeps track of how many shots you're firing. And then once you run out of ammo, you have to reload. So weapon cooldown reduction is the reload. That's movement speed, attack speed, chance to dodge, and the invincibility frames after taking damage. So, pretty nice stats. And then here we can select the team leader. So, each one has their own kind of leader perk. So, swap reduces increases weapon cooldown reduction by 20%. Tank increases armor by 20%. Engineer increases ability cooldown reduction by 10%. Medic increases all healing bonuses by 100%. Ghost has a 10% chance to dodge incoming damage. Huntress increases weapon critical chance by 10%. And Pyro increases elemental damage by 10%. And they've got slots for 2 more. Pyro is the newest one that they've added. I believe all these 6 were in the game when it released. The Pyro, I haven't played too much. Can't say how good or bad he is at the moment. But, I'm gonna play him a little more and find out. And then, you have 2 different maps to choose from right now. They have slots 4, 5. And you have 5 different modes on all of them. You have the default mode for just surviving 20 minutes. Then you have endless mode for just going however long you want. You have hardcore, where it's a tougher challenge. The enemies hit harder. The game's just harder. Yeah, I don't know what else you want me to say. Boss rush, that's just a lot more bosses coming in. There's no time limit on it, so you can keep going past the 10 minutes, but you just need 10 minutes to beat the challenge. And then the last one is one hit. You gotta survive 5 minutes without taking a hit. I've done it on this one. I have not done it on the Wasteland yet. The Wasteland is just a lot harder. But I'll go in there and I'll show you. So there are different enemies based on map. So on the other one, you kind of have just pretty basic zombies. As you can see here, well, we already got big old spiders. And spiders, they can leave a web on the ground like that whenever they die. And you have decreased movement speed walking through that. Which sucks, because sometimes you need to kill them and then just push through. And you can't really do that if you're slowed. Along with that, I haven't ran into them yet, but there will be like circles of zombies that will pop up around you, which also a big ol' annoyance. Whoa, a boss already? Dang! I didn't need that. And then every so often you'll see a circle opening up on the ground, and then some like giant sandworm tries to eat you up like it's Dune or something. Dune's the one that has sandworms, right? I haven't watched it. Anyways, so yeah. That's yet another Zombie Survivors. It is just a lot of fun. All of the ones on this list, though, are. So I hope you enjoyed. I wouldn't mind doing more videos like this in the future, because I really like list videos. Don't know why. Very structured, I guess. I don't know. They're nice. And that's all I need to know. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why don't you go ahead and hit the like button? Maybe hit the subscribe button too. And if you enjoy this, let me know, and I can look at maybe doing some more list videos like this in the future. As with all things, I like showing off these cool games, and I want to see all of them succeed. Like, they're really good, and I just want to make sure that they get, like, acknowledgement for that. And just because some of them aren't on here... Oh, hey, there's a sandworm. Just because some of them aren't in this video doesn't mean that they're not good. They're just not my personal favorite ones. And that's mostly what this list is, just kind of my personal ones. I don't think I'm gonna clickbait it like, these are the top 5 best Zombie Survivors games, all others are trash. I don't think I'm gonna do anything like that. I'm tend to not be a big fan of that, although sometimes you just kind of have to play the YouTube game. But I'm not a big fan of it. But yeah, so I already said all that outro stuff, so yeah, we'll just say bye.